Holy cow, what a day it has been. I'm missing an earring. And tomorrow Gretchen gets here. Good morning, y'all. This is what he does when he wants pets. He lets me know immediately. But good morning. I got such a good night of sleep last night. Went to bed super early. I probably started winding down and was in bed by probably 8:15 or so. And I used a sleeping mask because it was still light outside, but got such a good night of sleep and woke up at 5:45 this morning, which is nice because it's before the sun, which means I'll finish my coffee, change, and then we can do a little sunrise walk. Yeah, that's gonna be good, and it's gonna be the perfect start to the week. I'm excited for this week at home. We've got lots of exciting things going on. Gonna be in my typical routine for the majority of the week. All right, here's what we've got. We've got my Armor colostrum, I've got my vitamin C, and my 2 Brazil nuts, some banana with hemp hearts, all my vitamins, 2 eggs, whole eggs, and then 2 additional egg whites, and some spinach, and then some everything seasoning. Just got done with a very solid leg day, and it was the first time that I've taken pre-workout in quite some time, and I felt fabulous. I was on fire with that workout. I honestly could have kept going. I was like, okay, girl, we need to go home, let Jax out, because Jay's not home right now, so I got my workout done, but we fitted in, I think it was 50 minutes or so. Absolutely killed it. I'm gonna do a midday walk outside for my cardio and also just get some sunshine, break up my day after I knock out some work, but I feel really good. I did, I think 45 minutes this morning after walking Jax. I walked on the treadmill and did emails, only at a 2.5 speed or so. So I got some steps in, got a lot of work done. Just starting off my morning, my Monday, my week on fire, and feel really good. I think the basis of it is getting enough sleep. Also, another thing is not checking my phone first thing in the morning and just looking at my Oura ring, and then going out and getting my walk in, getting fresh air first thing in the morning, seeing the sunrise. That goes a lot further than looking at my email, looking at comments on social media, doing any kind of scrolling, because I'm guilty of doing that sometimes, and it never starts your day off on the right note. Even if it's not anything negative you're seeing, it's just information overload first thing in the morning. So I like to just listen to a podcast. I actually just listened to a podcast while I was working out, and I love any kind of health podcast, maybe just because it's my line of work and that's what I'm really interested in. But this was A Guide to Your Healthiest Life with Dr. Mark Hyman, which I love Dr. Mark Hyman, but it's with the Free Press. and I've never listened to their podcast before. It just came up as recommended because I listen to a lot of Mark Hyman's stuff. So I listened to that, and I'm 39 minutes into that. I'll probably listen to the rest of it while I'm on my walk because it's a 2-hour podcast. So let's go home. Also, it might be because I had more to eat before my workout that I felt really good too, because I did my eggs, my banana, had my protein coffee, I did all of that, and sometimes I'll do my eggs after my workout, so that could be part of it. We might need to just start having a bit heftier of a meal before I work out rather than just my banana. Hi guys, it's been a while. And holy cow, what a day it has been. It is 4:15 right now, and I think it was like 9:45 or 10 a.m. I had a really big scare with Jax, and we've been at our veterinarian, then the ER veterinarian, like animal hospital, and now I feel a million times better, but like my head hurts from crying all day and just had a really, really big scare all day. Long story short, I never let Jax in my closet unless he's in my sight, and I end up having to tear him out because he loves honestly chewing on anything that he can get his mouth on because he's a puppy. And so if I have something in our bedroom, I'll just throw it in my closet because I can shut it and I know he's not going to get to it. And I didn't realize my closet door was open, and I went in there and I found a battery on the ground, and I was like, oh gosh, and a tampon box. He had like chewed on the box and then opened a tampon, but like nothing was gone, if that makes sense. But then I found a battery on the ground, and I was like, oh gosh. And it's torn apart because I tore it apart to see if like this piece was matching. I'll explain that in a second. But long story short, I freaked out and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think he ate a battery, and I called the vet right away. Keep in mind, like nothing else, no like remnants of it were there, and he was acting completely normal, and it could have only been in like a very short time window. Like keep in mind, Jax is almost in our sight 24/7. And if he's not in our sight, then he's like taking a nap in our room, has a toy with him that he's very occupied with, like his peanut butter ball or whatever it might be. And we pretty much have baby proofed like every area that he will ever be by himself. So, and one of us is literally home with him almost constantly. So I see this battery and I freak out because on the ground in my bedroom, nowhere near my closet, but I was like, maybe he took it out into the bedroom, and I found this little metal piece, and I was like, okay, that is the same as this piece at the back of a battery. Didn't even like take time to really look at it. I just was like, it's the same size. I put it up next to each other and I'm like, yep, that's what it is. He literally has a full battery in his mouth. There's no scraps of it. I bet he chewed up the entire thing, swallowed the entire thing, whatever it might be. So I called the vet and I'm like, I think that my dog ate a battery. And they were obviously like, get him in here immediately. And then we get there and they give him x-rays, and they come back and they're like, yeah, throughout like his whole GI tract, it looks like he has metal pieces. So if he did eat a battery, then like he probably will have to have surgery immediately. Like they were obviously nice about it, but at the same time, it was very like, I really beat myself up for that. And they were like, you need to go to the ER, that we'll send over those x-rays and you can go over there now. And we get there and they looked at it and they were like, okay, so he has no problems with his teeth. And a lot of times if a dog chews up a battery, then they would have like sores in their mouth. There would be like signs in their gums and teeth and whatever. And then also there's no like full battery. And it looks like this is throughout his entire stomach and into his colon and everything, which if this was only like an hour ago, then it's very like that wouldn't already be there, if that makes sense. And then she was like, does he chew dirt at all? Like, does he eat dirt? And the dude literally like rips up roots and has dirt in his mouth, and then he'll run from you. Like that's his favorite game in our backyard. You guys should see our grass in the backyard. And so he'll do that and he'll chew on these roots, and it has chunks of dirt on it. And they said that often can show up super bright, like the, I guess, heavy metals in dirt can show up in x-rays and almost look like metal in their stomach. And so anyways, they were like, we probably should call the, I think it's like the toxic something line, whatever it was. And they gave us the phone number and they were like, you should call them and then we'll be able to get a prescription for him basically to clear up his digestion, but he wasn't acting weird. Everything seemed to be normal, and they're like, these are extremely small pieces where I have a hard time believing that that's a battery because his teeth don't look like he's been chewing on a battery. So we went home because I was like, I'm determined to find out what this could be if it's not a battery. And I'm like, I have nothing else that this could be, this metal piece. And this was sitting in the bottom, like, and randomly on the floor in my room. After crying from 10 to 3:30 or whatever it was, we get home and this is in my room. And what is it? The exact, literally, I mean, it's the other one that was on this side of the laundry hamper. So couldn't be more exact. And I prayed a million times today. I thanked Jesus a million times today, like just for the amazing team at the place that we went to, the ER hospital for them, or the emergency vet. And then when we got back and I saw that, I was like, thank you, Jesus, that he's okay, because I felt really, really guilty and horrible, and I felt like the worst dog mom. So it's scary. It really is scary, and it made me feel very irresponsible, even though I know we have eyes on him literally all the time, and I'm very aware of what's out. I made a mistake of leaving my closet open, and it could have been worse because there was battery in there. But long story short, he is doing okay. He's actually perfectly fine, and there's literally nothing wrong with him. But he's probably like, what the heck are you guys doing taking me to all these different vets and I'm getting x-rays and all this and I'm completely fine. Better safe than sorry, but it's been a long day. I have a migraine from all the crying and not drinking any water and not eating and whatever. So anyways, that's what today's been like. So gonna shake it off, gonna hug my puppy really tight, and Jay is at Home Depot getting some stuff so that we can paint this office today. We actually have to do like a smoothing coat over it first because we have texture on our walls, so we're gonna do that. You have to let that sit for 24 hours. We'll get the room all prepped, and then tomorrow we'll be able to start all of the painting. But just wanted to keep you guys in the loop because I've obviously been MIA all day. I'm now 5 or 6 hours behind on work, so I'm gonna get going on that, and we'll chat later. Good morning, y'all. Time for my morning coffee. Feeling a lot better today. Spirits are higher. I decided to just take the rest of the day to get a bunch of stuff done and to just chill with Jay and Jax at night. But I'm feeling good and I'm ready for a great day. Happy Tuesday. That's the best part. I feel like I can't make my coffee without showing you guys because it's so pretty. I will say I added too much coffee today, so it's a little bit darker than what I typically like, but it's gonna be good. Okay. Yep. Delish. Today's a pretty typical work day. I'm on a wait list to go to a Pilates class at 12 with my friend Holly. So we'll see if I get into that. Right now I'm just gonna walk Jax. I'll probably do a little bit of work on the treadmill this morning. Maybe go to a coffee shop to knock out some work before I go, if I even get into the class. I hate being on a wait list because you like can't really plan your day out, but you also don't want to come off of the wait list because you want to do the class. So we'll see. Starting off the day, knocking out some emails for my first like hour and a half or so, and doing that on the treadmill. I've been going back and forth between like a 2 to 3 speed. Normally like 3 when I'm reading stuff and looking through emails, and then when I'm responding I kind of have to go down to 2 just because I'm not super great at typing while walking a little bit quicker. And then I also am telling myself I need to finish this whole hydro jug before I get off. I did not get off the wait list on the class that I anticipated taking with Holly. I was like 1 on the wait list for so long, and I called them. I'm like, what are the chances that I'm gonna get off? It was the one right in Midtown. I think it's called Core Reform, but I decided to last second join a 12 o'clock Halcyon class instead because I would hate to show up and then not get off the wait list on that one. So I'm taking this one, and I think that it's like all a glutes one. I think it's called Bum Burn or something. I don't even know what it is, but I really like going to this studio. I've gone a couple times, and it's only like normally like 8 to 12 people in there, which is really nice, and it's a heated class and such a good workout. So headed there now. It's got me getting there at 11:59, so not a second to spare, but it was a very last second decision to go. You know, it was a good one when I can't even see out of my eyeballs because my contacts are messed up from all the sweat. I'm gonna run in and grab a little smoothie real quick while I'm over here. Oh my gosh, I'm still sweating. Still sweating so much. I just stopped at Sweet Soul and I got a smoothie. This one's coffee date. I think it definitely has cold brew. It has peanut butter in it, I believe, banana, chia seeds on the top, date. Oh my gosh, it's so thick and like, I love anything coffee. I love coffee ice cream. This is the best. This might be one of my favorite smoothies. I got my butt absolutely handed to me in that workout, but it was so good. Oh, I feel like I've got like a second wave of energy for the rest of the day. We're getting this room started. Do you want to kind of explain a little bit about what we started with, or?
Yeah, so that's joint compound. So these walls are kind of textured. I call them like an orange peel texture. My idea and goal with this was to smooth it out. Have, you know, just like a smooth surface rather than the rough surface. But then I just realized how long that was going to take and how difficult it'd be on that rough surface to do. And then we also have somebody that's doing some work on the kitchen. They do lime wash for a living, as well as the plastering. And I just kind of brought it up to him. And he said that lime wash is so thick that it's not really necessary to do that. So we're leaving that wall like that. I'm not gonna do any more of it, and we're just gonna jump into prepping the rest of the room, priming these walls, the ceiling, and then we'll finish this one afterwards.
Yeah, we're even gonna lime wash the ceiling. What about the trim? Do we leave the trim white?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. My smoothie tied me over for the last little bit. Hi, buddy. And I'm gonna have a late little lunch. I'm gonna do a fun sandwich. I've been craving something with mozzarella and pesto, maybe arugula thrown in there. I think I already have some arugula. I got these brioche rolls in my wild grain package. They're slow fermented brioche rolls. They're gluten-free, which I typically end up kind of just like steering clear from any kind of gluten-free pasta, pastries, any kind of like baked goods, bread, just because I have a hard time finding ones that have clean ingredients. And then also I am not someone who's really gonna make my own bread. I've been there, done that. I don't know if you guys remember when I tried that, and my grandma tried helping me learn how to do gluten-free sourdough, and I was like, this is like not for the weak. I need something more convenient, something that I'm actually gonna be able to use. And anything from wild grain you can make in under 25 minutes. So I'm gonna do one of these brioche rolls and then throw together a sandwich. I asked Jay if he wanted one too, and he's like, I'll probably have one later on. So I think I'm just gonna make one right now and then throw together a yummy little sandwich. But we also got some other things from there as well. You keep them all in your freezer. This one is cheese tortellini, and we got some cookies, which we're gonna do on Friday when Gretchen gets here. And then we also got these slow fermented plain bagels, which are gluten-free as well. They partner with small bakers and pasta makers across the country, which I think is so awesome, and you can get more nutritious options than just going to the typical grocery store. They're a bake from frozen subscription, and it comes right to your doorstep. They have sourdough bread, they have pastries, fresh pasta. I am so pumped to put together this little sandwich. So let's throw this in there, get it cooking. Let's see how long I need to bake it for. 350 for 8 to 10 minutes. Easy peasy. Oh, this is gonna be unbelievable. I wish I had a better kitchen backdrop for you guys right now to actually do a little cooking with me, but before we know it, we will. So let's assemble this. All right, a few things we're gonna add. I'm gonna do a little bit of this pesto. This is creamy basil pesto from Sprouts. And I'm just gonna do a generous amount of that on there. Then I'm gonna load on some chicken. And then we've got some mozzarella, so I'm gonna do a couple chunks of that on there. Yum. Oh my gosh, yum. This is gonna be unreal. It's gonna be loaded on there. And then some arugula. Can we stack it any higher? And lastly, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of balsamic glaze. A tomato would be good on here too, but I don't even think I could fit anything else on here. Balsamic glaze. Guys, this looks absolutely unreal. I already took a little bite of my brioche roll to test it out, and it was so good. Look at this sandwich. Oh yeah. And if you want to try out Wild Grain, you can click the link on my description and use my code Sydney King to get $30 off your first box plus free croissants for life, which is awesome. So of course I will link that, and thanks so much Wild Grain for sponsoring today's YouTube video. Let's do a taste test. I feel like I need to take a photo of this first. Okay, taste test time. Oh my goodness gracious. 100% yes. Amazing. I'm gonna eat back here while Jax just plays in the backyard. Guys, this sandwich is freaking unbelievable. Oh my goodness. Good morning, you guys. Happy Wednesday. We are up and at 'em, and we're headed on a little sunrise walk. Got my coffee in hand. Honestly, do I just finish it before we even start the walk? So I don't have to worry about holding on to an empty cup since I literally downed my coffee so quickly. But today, I'm excited for today. This morning, instead of a workout, I'm just gonna do some walking on the treadmill to get some work done after we go on this walk. And then I'm gonna meet my dad. We're gonna go get coffee for a bit. Actually, Jax is coming too because my dad's getting his car service. So I was like, oh, I'll just meet you, pick you up, and then we can go get coffee and hang out for a little bit while his car's getting done. And then I get my lashes done today. I've got some different things for work that I need to do, both for fitness coaching and then also content I need to submit. I also would really like to get a move on the first coat of the lime wash in the room. We did the primer for the most part. I feel like our walls are kind of like, they've got like divots in the drywall. I don't know, it's really strange. And we bought this, it's called Bauwerk or Bauwerk from Germany, and we only got one thing of primer and then we got 5 quarts of the actual paint. So we have plenty of paint, probably not enough primer, so we've been like using it sparingly, and our walls are light enough that I think it's gonna be okay. But I would like to get a move on that today. And then I also want to start getting the house prepped and everything around, just because we're having Gretchen come in town on Friday. So having a guest in our little guest suite for the first time in a little bit out there. I say guest suite, it's literally just like a detached guest room. Yeah, guest suite, I guess you would say. So I'd like to get that all nice and pretty for her before Friday. So maybe we'll do a little bit of that today too. Hi, cutie bug. Change of scenery for me and a change of smells for him. I sometimes like to drive to other spots rather than just walking around our house, and a change of smells to the max apparently, because we've been stopping every 2 seconds for all the smells, haven't we? That's okay. That's okay. Here's my little breakfast this morning. Hard-boiled eggs with everything but the bagel seasoning, some honey, spring mix, banana, and hemp hearts. To get my lashes done. It was fun to hang out with my dad for a little bit this morning. I got a juice, he got a coffee. I just scarfed down my lunch while I was on my way to the appointment, and I'm ready for a lash fill. I don't even think it's considered. I don't even know if I have one single lash left in my eyes, so I think I have one straggler right here. So a new full set, and I'm gonna feel so good afterwards, and I'm excited to, I think it's probably been like I don't even know, like 3 to 4 weeks since I've done a fill or anything. So normally like around that like 2.5 week mark, my lashes become very sparse and thin, and I've done a lot of swimming and stuff lately, so I've got literally no lashes at all whatsoever. Here's an after of what my lashes are looking like. In case you were wondering, they look full and fabulous. I'm contemplating if I even want to do a spray tan for my event this weekend or if I should just rock my normal tan. I just put on this little Set Active workout set to do a walk and maybe even lay out by the pool for a little bit. I was gonna walk this morning and do some cardio, but I ended up just getting carried away at the desk and getting some work done, so I haven't done anything other than just walk Jax outside. So today's definitely more of a rest day and like an active recovery day, but I think I'm gonna try and get a walk in and then probably maybe like 30 to 45 minutes laying out by the pool. I think that I might even like edit on my phone underneath the towel just because I don't need much sun on my face. So that will be a good little multitasking. This is me right now. I've been under my towel right here editing so I could be by the pool, get a little sunshine, but also get some stuff done. So when you see my TikToks and such, just know this is where I edited them from. Also, this time last year, I was avoiding the sun literally at all costs. Like, I didn't even want to go on walks when the sun was bad and when the UV was high because I didn't want to have any tan lines for my wedding, and I did a spray tan for my wedding. So I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have, like, any crazy tans at all whatsoever. I would wear strapless sometimes, but I knew that, like, one of my dresses had straps and then one of them was strapless, so I didn't even want to have, like, a straight across tan. Here's dinner for tonight. We've got Brussels sprouts, some onion, some peppers, mushrooms, avocado, spring mix, some pickled onion, tomato, and some ground beef and avocado. I saw this on Instagram and I instantly ran to get a couple bowls, filled them with water, and I'm making an enrichment bowl for Jax to have tomorrow. I don't think it'll be frozen later today, but I think it'll be perfect to have for tomorrow. I'm always like, are you bored, dude? Like, do I need more things for you to do? You could probably do anything that's like dog safe in here, but I'm gonna start with cucumbers and blueberries. So what I did was I just saw this on Instagram, so I'm not taking the credit for it, but I think it's pretty simple. So I got this big bowl, filled it with water, and then the little bowl I filled with water too, just so that it's not like floating around, so that it can have kind of a divot in the middle once it's done. I'll show you once it's actually frozen what I mean by it. But I'm gonna add some cucumbers and blueberries first. You want a blueberry? Good boy. If you guys have any other things that you guys do to keep your dogs busy, I want to hear all of the ideas. Because we have like a couple different toys that you can put treats in there and it's like a puzzle, but I get kind of sick of just giving him things that he can do pretty quickly and it's just like treat overload, where I think that this type of a thing will be perfect if it actually keeps him busy for a while. Because this dude needs a lot of attention, let me tell you that much. And then this is just some Maeve raw food. So it's got a mixture of like green beans, blueberries, some proteins, carrots, and we're just gonna throw that down in there. Here's what it looks like. We don't use Maeve for his actual dog food, but sometimes we'll use it as like a little topper or to do something like this. We use Open Farm and we use like one of their protein, I think it's called like some kind of like protein blend that they have from there, and we do the salmon one. Okay, I think that this is gonna be plenty for him to go after, and I'm gonna freeze it and then I'll show it to you guys tomorrow when we give it to him. Here's what it's looking like. Scrumptious. Just got back from a quick little walk. Ended the day with 15,580 steps. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'd say I probably hit my 15K step goal like 4 to 5 days a week typically. I try, like I shoot for it every day, but it's just not realistic hitting it every day. I was just doing my skincare and I noticed I'm missing an earring. I have 3 on this ear and only 2 on this one. And I'm like, if my third hole closed up on this left ear, I'm not gonna be happy. And these are like the ones that I got from Studs. They're such weird earrings. Like this is the back of it. I don't know if you can tell. And then it's like a very tiny little stud to go into the front. So I don't know if I'll be finding that, to be honest. And that almost just went down the drain. Not that I need it anymore because It's just a single one. I've been thinking, I actually was just watching Molly May's YouTube video, and I've been thinking that I want to do like a hoop or something like up here, maybe like a cuff. And she had a cuff on her ear, and I was like, wait, that's so cute. But I think that might annoy me. So maybe 3 hoops. That might be a little bit overkill. First, I need to figure out if this is closed up. Oh, it's not looking good. It is not looking good. Oh, I'm gonna be so annoyed. I literally just got these pierced, and it's also my second time getting them pierced. Like, when and how did I lose this? Okay, but I can go through the back. Like, that always tells you it is pierced all the way through. Come on, work with me. Work with me. How is it gonna go through the back, but it's not gonna go through the front? Tell me that. These are some little studs that I actually wore. I think I wore them at the rehearsal dinner for my wedding. This is a lot going on, especially when I wear mostly activewear, so it's kind of a lot happening, but it's gonna work right now because I don't have any other studs. I did like the little simple ball ones though, so I'll probably have to order some more of those. I'm just glad that I got it through my freaking ear hole. Okay, boom. We're back in business, baby. Let the skincare routine continue. I have been so excited to throw these on all day long. I'm like, oh, it's gonna feel so good to get all showered, lotioned up, skincare done, and then throw on my new little lounge set. I will say it's feeling a little warm in here where I might need to crank down the AC real quick. But this is Rachel Ottenreid's new brand. It's Until Sundown. And I love that these are like the thinnest material, but they're so comfy. Like, these will definitely be good even during like spring and summer. Who am I kidding? In Florida year round, you really don't need much. And it's so hard to find a sweat set that I can just lounge in and not feel overly hot. So I'm gonna try them on, and I did size extra small for both pieces. Just as cozy as I anticipated. Oh, these are good. She's also a taller girl, and I think they worked really well on her, but I don't think that they're too crazy long at all whatsoever. There's not like too much fabric at the bottom. And these are so comfortable. Wow, I love this. This kind of just feels like a nice long sleeve shirt rather than a crew neck sweatshirt. Comfy, cozy, sleeping in this tonight. Good morning, y'all. I'm feeling very 4th of July this morning with my little double layered bra that's navy and red and white. This is from Set Active. I actually wore a Set Active set yesterday too. I don't know what's gotten into me. I'm just loving their sets recently. Having my morning coffee. You guys know the drill. Boom. Perfect. The rest of our cabinets, I believe, are supposed to go in today. I believe. We had a couple that needed to be reordered, and I don't know if those are in yet, but cabinet people are coming today, and then our countertop people are coming tomorrow. So once the counters are in, it's gonna start feeling so good. I'm like, get the appliances in here. Let's get moving. Last night I got very overstimulated. Keep in mind, I've been so good about all of this. I've been so good about all the kitchen renovations. I'm like, it's cool. I'm fine. I don't mind it. But we have like this tablecloth and like a quilt over our dining room table. And like a couple things spilled down on the chairs of our dining table. And I didn't realize. And so I saw it yesterday and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I was getting the stains off of that. And then there's just like salt everywhere, seasoning everywhere. And it's a mess. It's crumbs, and like our kitchen obviously is in shambles, but it's gonna be so worth it, and so it's fine. But yesterday I definitely felt a little overstimulated trying to keep the rest of the house clean while having like the main part of our house kind of be chaos. Definitely be chaos. Gonna knock out some laundry and some dishes before we go on our walk. Headed to the gym. I'm just doing this is an Aloha bar on the way. This one is chocolate chip cookie dough. and I just want something quick on the go. I think tomorrow I'm gonna do chia seed pudding. I'm gonna make that tonight for tomorrow, and I want to start having that as my pre-workout and do like chia seed pudding with some fruit on top. I'm just getting sick of the banana nut butter combo. I don't really want the rice cake one that I did for so long, so right now we're doing a bar just because it's convenient. Well, let's go to workout him. I love to host at our house, so I get so giddy about getting a guest room all ready and all comfortable and get all of like little goodies around for whoever we're hosting. And tomorrow Gretchen gets here, so she'll be here tomorrow morning, and I want to make sure I have all of this done before I even go to bed tonight. Of course, we need some fresh sheets on here. I'm embarrassed to admit that that photo has been staying right there. That big picture frame has been there for months and we haven't hung it, but I believe Jay is gonna get around to it today. So this room we've kind of just not really paid much attention to because we haven't really had guests that much. Okay, here's how this is going. It's keeping him busy while I'm doing all of the guest room stuff. And it seems like he's getting to some blueberries and some Maeve food. I don't think I did it correctly because I can't get that bowl out of the center, so I just ended up flipping it over and it seems to be doing fine. I'm gonna do a tray of some goodies right here, starting off with a couple water bottles, some Unreal, which we both absolutely love these, Smart Sweets, a couple different protein bars, an Aloha and a Go Macro bar, and a couple Element packets. Perfect. Got the fan plugged in, and then also put our TV over here and plugged that in and put the remote right there. This TV is so nice. It's like a little portable one and you can bring it all throughout the house. I don't know if you guys remember when we got this, but it's nice because you can bring it out into the garage to do like any garage workouts with TV going, or if you want to follow a workout class. And then it's also nice like if we want it in our office while Jay is doing something with his closet, like putting away laundry. It's just nice. We have 2 guest rooms, so we can move it back and forth to whichever one someone is using, and it's just a good option for people to have because we don't have a TV in here. Okay, we've got cotton balls, cotton swabs, all of that, and then some extra toothbrushes, tampons, toothpaste down here, and then I added a hand towel sugar scrub and some lotion and some face masks, obviously soap. Check to make sure we had enough shampoo and conditioner, and we're all good on that. So as soon as Jay gets that hung, which he just told me he's gonna do in just a little bit, it's gonna look perfect in here. Alright y'all, I'm gonna end off this vlog. I can't wait to start a new one because Gretchen comes tomorrow. All we've got going on for the rest of the night. I'm gonna do a super light spray tan because I just want to be extra glowy for this weekend. I'll see you guys in my next vlog and love y'all so much. Bye!